Here we are. There was a slight glitch. It's just going round and round and round and round. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. My God, I am so tired. I got in at 12:30 last night. And I know my face is acting crazy today. So this is going to be an easy week for me as far as I'm going to take some time for a little self-care. And I'm going to be in this room a lot this week. Like I need a lot of work to do because I haven't done anything all weekend. I do have an announcement this morning. Happy Little Stitch Shop is doing their Riley Blake release. Good morning, Dead Free Quilter. Heather, hey. They're doing the Riley Blake release party tonight at 7 o'clock. So tune into her YouTube channel and make sure that you're checking out the new fabrics that are coming out for Riley Blake. I'm going to be watching. I don't know that I'll be watching live, but I will catch it probably tomorrow morning and see what fabrics I need to purchase next year. The other thing is today is day 1 of the Churn Dash Challenge with Gnome Angel. And today we got the pattern. And we're just going to cover the supplies and walk through the pattern. So no actual work needs to be done yet today. But if I get to it, I probably will start cutting out some of the pieces. But I did get a pattern. And so there is a video to watch too with tips and tricks and things like that. So I haven't watched that yet, but it is a link. It's not a YouTube thing. It's a link in your email. So if you signed up for this as well, you'll get that notification. But there's a video in there to watch through a different program. So I'll be looking into that a little bit more today. Let's see here. So yesterday, the party was fabulous, the barbecue. A lot of people showed up for my boyfriend's mother's birthday party. It was a barbecue in the park, and we had a great time. Played cards and danced. Everybody did a little bit of dancing yesterday. So it was a lot of fun. And then after that, I went to my son's brother's house and I haven't seen these kids for like 14 years, and they are grown men, handsome as all can be. Each has a child. I didn't get to meet little Evelyn. She was already gone by the time I arrived. I think I got there about 9 o'clock. I stayed for a little over an hour and chatted with everybody and hugs and everything else. And Mason and Grandma loved the quilt that I provided for little Evie. Made Grandma cry. So, that touches a quilter's heart when you give a quilt and they cry because of how wonderful it is. Mason took a whole bunch of pictures and sent them to her to make sure that she was able to, at least her mother was able to see the quilt, and she's very excited about it. So I'm very excited about that. And I did mention to Jesse that his son will get a quilt as well. I need to find a pattern, and I'll probably use some sort of, I got to find some fabric for little boys, baby boys. Well, he's a toddler now. I think he's 2. So anyway, I have to find some boy stuff, and I think I'll look for some churn packs and do another quilt similar to what I gave to Evie. So, because there were several patterns in there. Plus, Fat Quarter Shop has a whole bunch of free patterns out there. And there is one that I have been wanting to make. I think it's called Lollies. I have it in my basket back here of all of the patterns that I do want to make someday. So I will pull that out, and at some point I need to find some fabric first for little boys. So I'm really excited about that. What else do I have going on here today? that is, oh, I'll get to the kit here in just a minute because I did put that short out there yesterday before I left town so that everybody could know that I'm going to open this box. But I also was working on some of my hexies because this is the project I'm going to take with me to Colorado. So, and plus I wanted to embellish my tote bag. So I did get the hexies basted for the purple flower. These are 3/4 inch hexies, I think. So, but I did get this one finished and now I have two. So I will get those on my bag, get this one finished as well, and then get those attached to my bag to embellish that. And then I cut out some more fabrics to make some more, just to kind of get to see how much I could fit in my little tin, if that's going to be enough, or if I need something larger to take with me to Colorado on my vacation in a couple of weeks. Can't believe it's like 2 weeks away now. So in my box, I carry a little scissors. I have to, it's been 14 years since I've flown as well. I used to fly a lot for a previous employer. And I have to check what I can and cannot take with me on the plane. Because from what I understand, we have to check all of our luggage and we're allowed one personal item to bring on the plane with us, which is, I guess my sister says, either it's not a carry-on, but like a backpack or a purse. And I'm thinking my tote will work just fine. So I will plan that. I have a spool of thread in here for basting my hexies. I have fabrics cut for hexies. I have a needle book with all the needles and stuff in it. I have papers and templates of 2 different size hexies, 1 inch and 3/4 inch. My favorite sizes to work with. And I use index cards. So I have a template that I use. Oh my goodness, the lighting. Let me do this. I draw my hexies using my little plastic templates onto index cards, and I cut them out off of index cards. So, and I use them over and over and over and over again. And then I went through another bag of hexie supplies that I had in, and I have this little carry-on case. It's got a magnet I attach to the top through the back so that I can store my needles in there. I have thimbles. I have a seam ripper. I can use that to cut fabric, I'm sure, on the plane. And I use these little silicone rubber, they're like fingertip things. I put it on my pinky because I like to pull my thread. And that helps keep the 2 threads together instead of pulling out and it comes out of the needle. So I use these. I have a bobbin of gray thread in here that I use to sew my hexies together. So that little trinket is there. So that's what's in my little box here. And I don't really need to carry the needle book because I have all my needles in here really. So that's one thing that can be removed from my box because it actually holds quite a bit. So that's my little box, and I think it's a Moda Fabrics tin. And I don't remember who the designer is of the fabric that's on there, but it's got a clear top on it, and I use that. But I think it came in a sew sampler box. I don't know how else I would have gotten it, unless it's one of those things where you order so much. Okay, this is what I got instead. No, I haven't. Let me grab this. I bought a template set, and it's by So Easy, and it goes all the way to 3 inches. So I have all of these little things, and I just made a plastic template for one so that I could easily transport it around. But I've got all different sizes here. I was going through my Halloween fabrics, and because I can use these to see my fabric, so I know how to cut them. And I typically don't cut the actual hexie. I use like a square because I like the puffiness on the back side when there's extra fabric in there. It kind of, when I put them on a square or whatever and then stitch them down onto the square fabric, it gives it kind of like a trapunto feel to them. And that's why I kind of prefer just using a square and letting it all bunch up in the back. And it doesn't bunch up much because I make it just the square, just the size of the, from like point to point on the side. So that's the way I like to do it. And I could use a punch, I suppose. I never purchased one of those, but I could give it a shot. So, and this nice little bag comes with a little zipper thing. I got this on Amazon, I believe. So I could put a link below to where I got this from. But you can get them in hexes, triangles, pentagons, and diamonds. There are other options that you can get for this. So I enjoy them. They work out well for me. Anyway, so I'm kind of working through that little EPP thing that I want to take with me on my vacation. Paper Pieces website, yes. Yes, exactly. And I was checking out their site the other day because I'm looking for a kit, actually, because I want to find something that has Liberty fabrics and things like that, and a little bit shabby chic-ish kind of thing is a long-term years project or something. So I'm looking for just the right kit for that. And I just started looking into it. It's not something I wanted to have and purchase for this trip or anything, but I just wanted to make a bunch of flowers and see where it takes me. I enjoy them. I think they're so pretty. All right, so let's get to the kit here that I got over the weekend. The Hometown Holiday Sampler Kit. It's a nice big heavy box. And there is a bit of fabric in here. Oh, so it comes with the kit includes, and it has a picture of all the fabrics and how much of each one is in the box, which is really nice. So I just folded this up and I put it in the pattern book. And there is this pattern book that comes with it. It's a fabulous, fabulous book. It's really, really nice. It'll lay flat and everything. So, and it's laid out beautifully. It is done in sections according to like the table of contents. So all the different star blocks, the border pieces, the trees, the letters, and then the finishing. So if now sometime this month, and I would this week or next week, they're going to come out with the schedule of when things are to be done and the assignments for, and my assumption is it's going to be weekly, but I don't want to make too many assumptions and then not be right. So I don't know how long it's going to last for, but this is laid out in such a way that if the schedule is not within my means of being able to do it, I can then go back to my original decision of making this into a like 12 or 14 month program that we can follow, that's a little bit more reasonable and doable for us or me, because I have a lot of other projects going on as well, because there's going to be a couple other blocks of the month coming out in October and more in September. So I want to be able to, work at a decent pace and not fall behind on any projects or anything like that. So I am really looking forward to finding out the schedule on this to see if it's going to be doable, because maybe we'll just make it 6 months or something. It depends on, what the assignments are. But coffin shaped papers. That's a great idea. I usually only work with hexes, and I have worked with diamonds before. And I do have a K Facet diamond EPP project in a box. and it got a little crazy. So I haven't picked that up in a while. So, but, and what's left in this is this big, huge, heavy, this is like 7 yards of background fabric, I believe. Let me take a look at this. 7.5 yards of this latte fabric in here. And it includes binding. So, but it has everything you need. I just need to go get a bunch of cans of starch. And I use what? Faultless, Niagara Falls. I don't even have any anymore. But I'm going to start starching all of this stuff and get prepared. So I'll do it just a little bit at a time. I mean, I don't saturate so that when I hang them up, they're dripping, but I do put enough on so that they're wet. And then I have these laundry racks. I just put a towel over my ironing board and lay out each fabric and just spray it and then hang it over my laundry, whatever racks. And now I have 2 of them. And I'll put them in my room and leave the ceiling fan on, and they dry very quickly. So, and then I'll iron them and fold them up and get them all ready to go. And I might even use this box as my project box. So, oh, they're discontinuing starch. What? That's just crazy. I haven't been to Walmart, and that's usually where I get it. At my grocery store in the laundry aisle, and I'll probably need 4 cans is all I'll probably need for this. But and I'll be doing like my background fabrics. I have such a small space. I don't have space to do 7.5 yards at once to start. So I pretty much cut it into like 1 yard chunks or half-yard chunks and work that way. So, oh my. I'll look into it. I'll go check my stores and see all my grocery stores, and we have lots of them. We have Woodman's, Festival, Aldi. Aldi doesn't sell it. They might have the bottles of the liquid starch, and I'm willing to try that. Making my own in a spray bottle, if I have to. But I'm gonna look for the cans. In Walmart, they were like $1.77. I think the last time I bought them, they might have gone up, but I'll get 4 cans regardless of the price. I won't use. I love Best Press, but that's just a little bit out of my price range to get that much at one time. So, but I will be getting some starch. This because Lori Holt's fabric frays a lot, and her piecing is pretty small. Because I have checked out all of the different, I can't really like show you the stuff that's in here, but I swear to God, this is like the best pattern book I have seen yet, other than the ones that have the spiral bounds on them. But it is very pretty. It is a very, very good book. So it'll lay out flat, so I'm really looking forward to getting into that. So I would assume based on this is like, what, all of the they're called Twinkle Holiday Star Blocks. They're like friendship stars. And I think they finish at 3.5 inches. And you have to make like 15 of them. And all the different fabrics that are listed for all the different cutting pieces and stuff. I would assume that these would be like number 1, and then you go on to the next set of stars, because that's how it's laid out, all the different star blocks. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different star blocks. So Stay Flow, and that's that liquid bottle. So, and that would be my last resort, is to go and buy a liquid bottle of starch and attempt to make my own. dilute it in some water and get it going. But so stay tuned on this quilt along and the schedule because I might be changing it up a bit. If you want to follow along with my schedule, um, to make this a longer program, just because of the amount of work. I mean, this is huge. It's 80. How big was this? It's massive. It is a massive quilt. It's 93 and a half by 98 and a half. So it's a very big quilt. And that's a very 4 months is a really short time frame to finish a quilt that size, if you ask me. Especially if you're like me and have a whole bunch of other projects going on at the same time. So stay tuned. I'm going to be paying close attention to the Fat Quarter Shop and eagerly waiting for their release of the schedule on this so that I can make a determination of whether or not I'll be able to follow it or not. So this is coming up and a lot of starching to do, but I also have to get to the store to buy the starch. And me getting to stores to buy supplies, I don't know. It doesn't work out very well. I always have other things I have to do. So anyway, sorry for the bouncing. But this is fabulous, and I'm very excited to get started on that. So it's supposed to come out in August, so stay tuned. Anyway, you guys have a fabulous day. You can make your own out of vodka. Interesting. Later, can you put a recipe? Because you can have a few sips while you're making starch. Put it right. Put it on the grocery list. You want to put the recipe in the description box, or you can even email it to me if you want to. But I think others would be interested in that because I don't think I've ever heard of that. There's a ton. I could Google it too, but let's hear your recipe on that one. I am very curious. Yeah, I like that idea. Thanks, Heather. All right, you guys. I've got to wrap my head around everything that I have to do because I have a lot of like background paperwork kind of things to do. I wanted to also list out some of the new sew alongs and quilt alongs that I have found and make those available to you. I have descriptions to be put in videos because I'm last minute getting on here to set things up and not being able to provide the links and things. So I'm going to make sure I do all that. So over the next couple of days, so I got to wrap my head around things. So Tuesday, tomorrow, is Laundry Basket Quilts block. What block are we on? 33? 33. Yeah, block 33 is going to be released tomorrow. And so we'll go through some fabric selection for that. And I'll also update you on the Churn Dash Challenge because day 2 is fabric selection. And we'll go through that. And then I'll find out if I've learned anything interesting about the pattern introduction and any tips and tricks and that kind of thing with Gnome Angel. So I've got lollies to work on. I still haven't made anything more than the 2 that I have here. So I'll work on that. Also, my posies blocks for our quilt along, I have to work on those too. So this week is going to be, I'm going to lay back a little bit on outside things. I want to be able to spend more time here. So I'm going to be providing a little bit more self-care into my life over the next couple of days. I'm going to need a nap today because I am super tired. I'm going to plan out meals. I'm going to do facials. I got to work on my nails, that kind of thing. So I need to spend some more quality time on me. I need to start eating right again. Yeah, I've been eating like garbage. So, and I feel it. My body feels it. So, all right, you guys. Oh, you haven't tried it yet, Heather? Okay. Okay. I will put it on my list to do a little research and see if there's something I could provide on Facebook, since it was brought up in discussion today. People may be interested. So I will see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. right here. And I promise to have all my homework done. At least 50% of it. All right, you guys. Have a fabulous rest of your day. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, Tuesday, August 13th, 2024 at 10 a.m. You take care. I love you. Bye now.